Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to explore Article 198 of the Constitution through a cozy story featuring a wise grandfather named Shankar Aja and his three very curious grandchildren, Ananya, Meera, and Rohan. By following their evening conversation as they sit together in their living room, we are going to unlock exactly how the government handles its wallet. Okay, let's dive right into this. Who is the ultimate boss of shared money? Our story begins with the inquisitive Anya turning to Aja, asking why money bills in the Constitution are treated so specially. She wants to know, how are they different from regular rules and laws? Part 1. The Money Boss. Introducing Article 198. Shankar Aja smiles at Ananya and reveals the big secret. Article 198 gives extra, almost unbelievable power to the Legislative Assembly when it comes to money bills. It essentially makes them the undisputed boss of the state's finances. Naturally, the energetic Rohan jumps right in with this hilarious question. He asks, extra power? Like superhero level? It is a funny, playful comparison, but it perfectly highlights just how much absolute power Shankar Aja is about to reveal to them. Let's move on and see how this builds. Part 2, where money bills start. Meera, who is the thoughtful and observant one of the group, asks the perfect logical question to keep things moving. She asks, where can these special money bills actually begin their journey? Aja points out a very important rule. A money bill cannot be introduced in the Legislative Council. It only starts in the Assembly. So right off the bat, through clear constitutional design, we establish that the Council is immediately at a disadvantage. Aja tells the kids a mini story to make it simple. Imagine a school. The Legislative Assembly is like the main student committee that actually controls how funds are collected and spent for a big event. The Legislative Council, they are just a second group that can only make suggestions. Hearing this, Ananya has this excited aha moment. She immediately connects the dots and says, that is like the council giving recommendations. She completely gets it. The council does not make final decisions. They just offer advice from the sidelines. Part 3, the 14-day countdown. So what happens after the Assembly passes the bill? They have to send it over to the Council, right? This introduces the next phase of our legislative process, and things are about to move very fast. Rohan, always thinking of the dramatic outcome, excitedly assumes the Council is now going to block the bill. But Aja gently corrects him. The Council cannot block it. They have no veto power over money. They can only suggest changes. They can only give recommendations. But there is a catch, and it is a massive one. The council has to do this within a strict time limit of exactly 14 days. That is it. Meera is completely surprised by this. Just 14 days? It is an incredibly quick rule, intentionally designed to ensure there are no long political delays. Part 4, final decision power. So the clock ticks down, the 14 days pass, and the bill comes back to the Assembly. Now we shift to the moment of truth. What is the Assembly allowed to do with the Council's carefully crafted suggestions? The crucial point is that the Assembly has total control here. They have two choices. They can politely accept the Council's recommendations, passing the bill with those changes. Or they can completely reject them and pass the bill exactly as they originally wanted without any changes at all. To which Rohan gives the most hilarious and perfect reaction. He just says, savage. He completely nails it. The Assembly still controls everything. It emphasizes the absolute, unyielding control the Assembly has over the final law. They are the true money bosses. But this raises Ananya's next big what-if question. What if the Council just does not return the bill at all within those 14 days? Well, the Constitution is one step ahead. The bill passes automatically. It is a brilliant built-in safeguard against political delays. The Council literally cannot stop or stall money bills. Part 5, why speed matters. This brings us to the underlying reason for these strict, fast-paced rules. Why does speed matter so much when it comes to government funds? To explain this, Shankar Aja brings in a second, incredibly relatable story for the kids. Imagine a group of friends pooling their pocket money. The main leader decides how the money will be used. Another friend can suggest spending less here or adding something there, but if that friend takes too long to reply, the leader just moves forward anyway. You simply cannot waste time when managing shared resources. Channeling Ananya's fantastic enthusiasm, let's summarize the entire journey of Article 198 cleanly across these 4 steps. 1. It starts only in the Assembly. 2. The Council can only suggest, and they have just 14 days. 3, the Assembly can either accept or reject those suggestions. 4, the bill passes. It is a remarkably efficient system. Which leaves us with Aja's final provocative thought. When it comes to shared money, money that affects all of the people, should decisions be slow and confusing or clear and quick? As Rohan jokingly points out, it better be quick, otherwise the snacks finish. But jokes aside, that is the profound practical wisdom of the Constitution. It ensures clear, responsible, and quick action. Think about how that applies to the big decisions in your own life. What happens when the people holding the purse strings hesitate?